IIST, like a cheerleader. IIST, the Institute of Integrated Self-Training. If you're watching this video, thank you for your interest. I'm going to run through the workbook right now. You're not going to see it because I don't want to, take the cat out of the bag, which, why is there a cat in the bag anyway? Still pondering that question. But I'm going to go through the workbook to give you an idea of what IIST is. And before I do that, let me just give you a little bit of context of IIST. Okay? IIST is the last 5 years of experience and research that I've conducted on myself and on my clients combined. It's a combination of psychology, spirituality, and physics/metaphysics, which is the trinity, the triad of modalities and perspectives that I believe all influence our personal and professional transformation. And so without understanding physics, we don't understand how to relate to the laws of nature, what governs nature. We don't understand that we are nature. We're not in nature, but we are nature. So how can it's like driving a car. If we don't understand the road laws, we might get really good at self-management and understanding ourselves. But if we don't understand the laws of the universe and how to relate to this physical world we're in, it's like not knowing the road laws. Eventually we'll crash. Psychology is the mind, integrating, processing, and rewiring the brain, discovering and transforming unconscious and subconscious beliefs, how the mind is structured, how the higher mind is structured and communicates with the mind, with the physical mind. So this is all about understanding techniques, tools, processes, and principles around the process of transformation itself, which the simplest way I can explain transformation is going from a negative-oriented state and transforming that into a positive-oriented state. Number 3, the science. And yeah, I did physics. It is, the spirituality. Spirituality is in this context is information that I've channeled, that I've brought through, and it answers the questions that science can't yet answer, but science continues to answer like we've seen over the last few thousand years. And so it's a combination of ancient and age-old spiritual principles that have proven to experientially be true and create well-being. And it's also information that I've channeled, that I've intuited, that have supported me in creating well-being, self-discovery, understanding of what is, including myself and the depths of myself and this world that we live in. So the spiritual principles, there's techniques, there's meditation, there's ways of learning. I'm going to go into it in a second. So those are the 3 perspectives that when they interweave, create IIST. So if I open it up, Integrated Self-Training, we have our philosophy, which I will save for another time. Let's go through it. IIST is the first training program to integrate a whole system point of view with the concept of personal transformation. We believe to facilitate true transformation, our certified experts must understand not only human nature, but the nature of nature, certain laws of physics, timeless spiritual wisdom, and basic psychological and behavioral principles, thus creating a truly holistic and powerful new breed of healers, therapists, coaches, and teachers that have remembered who they truly are. It is in this remembering that you will have the opportunity to have a foundational understanding that will make learning another modality/technique obsolete. For after this program, you will truly know what it means to be the modality for your clients. Your next level of freedom awaits, not as you learn to free yourself, but as you learn how to discover how freedom is built into the fundamental nature of existence itself. Have fun. And so, our first week is on universal context. So this is where we go into fundamental universal laws. First one being time and the fact that we exist outside of time. How time is a side effect of this physical reality. And when we experience something not physical, which everyone can relate to in the sense of a dream. Everyone has had a dream. And in the dream state, we experience a very less physical reality. And so it's this idea of time is subject to physical reality, but physical reality is what is actually, we in physical reality create time. And now because of the acceleration of consciousness, we can actually start living outside of time. What that means is the real world, the real world, the physical world that we live in is becoming more and more dreamlike, more instant manifestation is available, instant healing and these sort of ideas. All of this is much more available now. Living in a universe based on agreeance, taking responsibility, creator consciousness, and learning to use our reality as a mirror. So using our relationships, using our circumstances as a mirror to our unconscious most dominant beliefs and processes of integrating those. Clarity on purpose and sense of self and why we're here. Morality, what are morals? How do we do our own personal moral inventory? This idea of what you put out is what you get back, and even the subtext of that is we don't always attract what we are, in a sense, we attract what we need. And so being able to discern and not dig ourselves into a spiritual hole. Ideas around excitement and inspiration, and then there's some activities at the end of every chapter. So that's chapter 1. Chapter 2, the art of integration and transformation. This is when I go deep into the personality construct, which is a triangle. It's 3-sided. You have beliefs, emotions, thoughts, and action. That creates your personality. And like Dr. Joe Dispenza said, your personality creates your personal reality. But it's in this construct that is flexible and malleable that when you're aware of it and how to change it, you can create a very different, very quickly, very different reality that this personality is actually projecting, or I should say reflecting. So it teaches what integration is, what transformation is, how to find the belief, how to then change that belief into something that creates a new behavior, which creates all the results in your life. How we make choices, how all behavior is made, the fundamental motivational mechanism that determines all behavior. How to find negative and positive beliefs. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different ways a negative belief can show up. Just by looking at this, it will imprint you with the awareness that is necessary for you to catch yourself if you do fall into a negative belief trap, so you don't spiral in that direction, so you can recognize it, redefine it, and spiral in the positive belief direction. I talk about the structure of the unconscious, subconscious, and conscious mind. What else? The process of integration. Let's see. Next we have relationships. What is your definition of a relationship? What does it mean to be in a healthy relationship? How do you navigate conscious relationships? Communication, language. What are they reflecting back to you, and how can you use the relationship for what it is versus what you want it to be? And when you use it for what it is, that's when you actually create intimacy. Relationships are mirrors, taking you are 100% responsible for your 50% of a relationship. And so showing up in full responsibility to someone and not for someone creates all the difference. And I talk about the difference between being responsible for versus being responsible to. The T4 method, how to investigate and let go of all of your triggers. This is very, very powerful. What else? Your life theme, your passion, your purpose. What goal setting really is. There's a really outdated way that we've been using goals that's really stuck in the idea of time, really can create a lot of resistance and a lot of perceived failure. So kind of a new paradigm on goals, following the thread of excitement and inspiration as the self-organizing guide to your life. And so I'm just going to kind of skip through. There's so much. I talk about placebo, modalities, and giving yourself permission, all of these different ideas. Ways to show up for your clients, to offer them the ideal state of being in which they can match to create their own healing. Language patterning, man, so much. Vibrational shifting and managing your energy, all the believability test, really exciting. Okay, so, and here we go. Some of the deepest emotions that we deal with: guilt, shame, grieving, a lack of trust, confidence, all of these ideas. So a lot of good stuff. I'm just going to minimize this. Okay, cool. So we're on here. It's been 9 minutes. Last thing I'm going to read is a couple of these testimonials. I think they're so powerful. I've found myself, and this is from a graduate from our first run probably 6 months ago, or maybe a little more than that now. I find I am more grounded in my being and more peaceful in the face of the ebb and flow of life. I don't buy into and question the stories and emotions and beliefs that potentially limit my growth. I am a more active participant in my life, making conscious choices for my higher self, and therefore being the change I want to see around me and holding space for others. Let's see what else here. The program is teaching me how to step into let's see. It is a bit it's a bit daunting because of a radical shift. So this person is having a radical shift, adopting that I'm responsible for all and accepting that power. I find it to be scary. It's a lot of responsibility, but the program is teaching me how to step into that. Very good. It has been such a terrific group so far. I'm loving what we are learning and going through, what's allowed to arise from within. I love the way we move energy and shift perspectives. It's been a huge awakening in so many ways to this beautiful dream we are creating. Next person, life-changing. I've experienced so many shifts so far. I've noticed so many synchronicities and feel my vibration is higher since doing this program. So a lot more. Really, really excited. So this is IIST Volume 1. IIST Volume 2 is coming out in July. So from now until July, I'm looking for a key set of people that want to go through this program with me as your cheerleader, with me on your sideline, with me in your pocket. So what that means is I'm giving for 3 people the opportunity for me to give you 2, or you can break it down, but 2 60 to 90 minute phone calls through your next 6 to 8 weeks, so I can really go through this process with you, so I can learn from your experience, so I can take that information and put it all into, and all that feedback all into IIST Volume 2, which if you're watching this and you do decide to join IIST Volume 1, you will get IIST 2 for free. So you're getting my coaching for free as you go through the program. You're getting to join the online community. We meet every Thursday at noon. You get all of the bonus content that we've had to date, which right now is about 60 hours of content on different subjects, integrating the masculine and feminine, creating beauty as a state of being, how to tune to different levels of abundance, how to start and launch your coaching business, a very dynamic collection of content. And then you also get IIST Volume 2, when that comes out, which will probably be a $2,000 program at least. And so it's a very unique opportunity, and there's space for 3 people. 2 of them, I'm taking 5 people through this journey. 2 of them have enrolled a few days ago. I'm going to open this next week to week and a half up for those next 3. So if you watch this and it's exciting to you, then my invitation is here for you to reach back out, and we can get on a phone call and I can tell you more about the next steps. So let me know if this excites you. And I know there's 3 of you. I know there's 3. That's just the synchronicity that keeps popping up. So if you're excited, let me know. We'll figure out what's best for you. Thanks again for watching, and I will hopefully see you soon.